Have you ever wondered how to order a meal in a French restaurant? Let's start with the basics. To express "I would like to order," you'd say "Je voudrais commander." Let's break it down, shall we? Je voudrais means "I would like," and commander means to order. Now, repeat after me, "Je voudrais commander." Next, if you need to ask for the menu, you'd say "Le menu, s'il vous plaît." In English, this translates to "the menu, please." Let's try this again. Le menu, s'il vous plaît. Now, here's a tip. In France, it's common to order a formulae or a menu. This is not just a list of dishes, but a set meal that typically includes a starter, main course, and dessert. It's a delightful way to experience a variety of French cuisine in one sitting. So now you know how to order a meal in French. But what if you have dietary restrictions? What if you're vegetarian or have allergies? How do you communicate that in French? Well, it's simpler than you might think. If you're a vegetarian, you would say "Je suis végétarien" if you're a man, and "Je suis végétarienne" if you're a woman. Let's say that again. Je suis végétarien for men and je suis végétarienne for women. Now, if you have allergies, you would say "Je suis allergique à," followed by what you're allergic to. Let's repeat. Je suis allergique à. Remember, it's important to communicate these dietary restrictions up front to prevent any confusion later on. It's better to be safe than sorry, especially when it comes to your health. So, there you have it. With these phrases in your pocket, you're equipped to navigate the French dining scene, even with dietary restrictions. But what about when you're done eating and ready to leave? How do you ask for the bill? Let's tackle that next. So you've had a lovely meal, and now it's time to pay. How do you ask for the bill in French? Well, it's quite straightforward. You simply say "L'addition, s'il vous plaît." Let's break it down. L'addition means the bill, and s'il vous plaît means please. So in English, it's "Can I have the bill, please?" Let's try it again. L'addition, s'il vous plaît. In France, it's customary to ask for the bill. It's considered polite and respectful. Unlike in some countries where the bill might be brought to your table automatically, in France, the waiter usually waits for you to ask for it. This is because it's seen as rude for the waiter to bring the bill without being asked. It's like they're rushing you out. So remember, when you're ready to pay, just say "L'addition, s'il vous plaît." And with that, you're ready to finish your meal like a true French. But what about tipping? In many countries, tipping is customary. But what's the situation in France? Well, let's dive into it. Unlike many other places, when dining out in France, you'll notice that a service charge is already included in your bill. This is typically around 15% of the total amount. No need to rack your brain calculating the perfect tip amount. However, if you've received exceptional service and want to show your appreciation, leaving a little extra is customary. Perhaps a few coins or rounding up to the nearest euro would do. This isn't an obligation, but a nice gesture that's surely appreciated. Now, let's say you want to tell the waiter to keep the change. In French, you would say "Gardez la monnaie." Let's say that again. Gardez la monnaie. That's your phrase for today, meaning keep the change. Now you're all set to show your appreciation for good service. But what about making reservations? Sometimes you might want to reserve a table in advance. How do you do that in French? Well, let's dive right into it. If you'd like to book a table, you would say "Je voudrais faire une réservation." Now, let's say that again. Je voudrais faire une réservation. This translates to "I would like to make a reservation." Now, if you're dining with a partner or a friend, you would need to specify the number of people. To do this, you say "Pour deux personnes." Let's repeat that. Pour deux personnes, which means for two people. Making reservations is quite a common practice in France, especially if you're planning to dine in a popular restaurant during peak hours. So don't hesitate to use these phrases to secure your spot in advance. And there you have it. You're now ready to dine out in France like a local. From ordering a meal to tipping, you're all set to navigate your dining experience in France.